So am I audible? Rohan? Yes? Yes, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's start our next session, which is based on the introduction to C language. So first I will share my screen. Yes, screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's okay. So first open our Dev C and C++ both. This IDE is used for both programming. You have to done using C as well as CPP. So first create your node new source file. First thing. So first what we have to see today's lecture. Unformatted IO functions in C language. So before that, which are the IO functions are divided into two types. One is the formatted IO functions and unformatted IO functions. So which are the formatted IO functions which we have already seen, that is printf function, then scanf function. These functions are called as the formatted IO function because we have done formatting on that. Okay. So that's why these are called as the formatted IO functions. Then which are the unformatted IO functions? So in that there are number of unformatted IO functions. For our convenience, we have take the look for the getS and putS. Okay. And why it is important? So getS get the string, putS print the screen on the console. So what is the use of getS function? Get a string from the user and putS to display the total string on the console. Okay, great. Now first we have checked what is the drawback of scanf function while scanning the string. Okay, so let's move. So how we can do the programming? First we have include header file, that is hash include stdio.h header file. In next line integer main function. Okay, great. So first declare the character array. Now array is unfamiliar to you, but to demonstrate the use of getS and putS, we have to take that. Suppose character array str of suppose length 20. That means we have stored 20 characters into this string str. Now what is our aim? To take the string from the user. So write printf enter your full name. Okay, so this is the what? This is the message we have to display on the screen. Then scan the string, scanf. So first use format specifier %s. When we scan the string, which format specifier we have to use? %s. Okay, so we have to use %s as a format specifier. Great, comma. Where we want to store that string? In the str. So how we can say? So how we can save str and use ampersand, but always Remember that while scanning the string, that is the character array, we don't write the ampersand here. Whenever we scan integer, float, any numeric type of value, ampersand is must. But when you scan the string, no need to write the ampersand. Okay. So no need to write ampersand like this. If you want to store write ampersand, then there is another way. Ampersand str of 0. You have to write it. Great. So there is another chapter on the array, one-dimensional array. In that, string is also a separate one. So we will discuss everything in detail there. For your sake of convenience, you have to only understand that when you scan the string, no need to write ampersand. Now display the full name on the console which we have scanned or take the value from the user. So full name is equal to percentage s as a format specifier, comma, where that name is stored on the str variable. Great. And last statement is return 0. Guys, save it and give the name. Suppose full name dot c. So choose the source type as a C source file and save it. Great. Now first compile it. So there is no error, no warning, means our code is syntactically correct. Now it's time for execute. So click on the run button. Yes. Enter your full name. Suppose my name is Amol space Jagtap and I have to press enter key. As enter key is pressed, what happened? Full name is equal to Amol only. Not space Jagtap get displayed here. Guys, understood the drawback of the scanf function? When we scan the string with spaces using scanf function, what happens? Only first Amol space till the space bar that get displayed, but it is not, Jagtap is not saved into the str. Okay, means only str contains Amol. If you want to debug it, I will show you how to debug. Before that, first compile it before debugging. Then give the toggle breakpoint. Click here on the number line, that is 8. So click here. This is a toggle breakpoint. Next is to debug it. So debugging gets started. Yes. So initial there is nothing on the console. Console means black screen on which we have to print the text. It is also called as text mode window. Now click on the next line. So what happens? This enter your full name. This value get displayed on the console. Yes. Now when you execute this line, then user wants the string from you. So let's take add watch to str. So initial value is something garbage. When you click on the next line, yes. So first close it. This is our screen. So enter, suppose Amol space Jagtap and press enter. So here what happened? Let's check. Here what happens? Guys, only Amol gets stored into the str, not space Jagtap. Automatically string adds /0, that is null character at the end of the string. So only Amol is stored. Yes. Then you can go to the next line. So this is displayed on the console. So full name is Amol. Only str contains what? Amol. So it is displayed instead of percentage. Yes. And now stop the execution. Yes. Guys, understood what is the drawback of scanf function? Using scanf function, we cannot scan the string with spaces. Okay, so this is the drawback of our scanf function, which is formatted IO function, scan for scanning, F stands for formatting. Guys, hope you understand.
Yes, sir.
Great. Now let's move to the next part. How to overcome this problem? This is the problem. But what is what we want required? We want to print full name on the console. But it is a drawback of scanf function. So instead of scanf function, there is one another function called as getS. Okay, which is unformatted IO function. What is the use of getS? Get means getting the string from the user, and S stands for string. Get the string and give the name where we want to store in the str variable. Great. So this is the all about, and now check whether it gives the correct output or not as per our requirement. So first compile it. Yes, then run it. Okay. So enter your name. So Amol space Jagtap and press the enter. Great. So what is the output on the console? Full name is equal to Amol space Jagtap. So its problem gets solved using getS function. So using getS function, we can scan the string with spaces. But we cannot scan the string with spaces in using scanf function. Here we can give 2 backslash, that is the comment line. This is a comment line. That means this statement does not get executed. This commented line statement does not get executed. These are not the C language statements. Okay, other are all statements in C language. So guys, hope you understand. So what is the meaning of that? Using getS, what happens? GetS scan the string, or I will just show you debugging so it is more clear to you. So just click on the debug button. Yes. Then add already str. There is the add watch is there. Then next line. Okay. So next line. So go to the console and write suppose Amol space Jagtap. Yes. Press enter. Okay. So when you press the enter key, guys, check here str in the watch window. This is a debug watch window. So in the watch window, what is the stored string? Amol space Jagtap. That string gets stored because what happens using getS, when you enter space, it is not treated as the end of the string. Only when we press the enter key, that enter key only treated as the end of the string, and it gives you /0 at the end. Okay, but when we scan the string using scanf function, what happens when you use space, white space bar means backspace, return carriage, or enter, or space, anything that is treated as the end of the string. So that's why we cannot scan the string with spaces using scanf function, but that drawback of the scanf function is overcome by the getS function. But getS function is only the what? Unformatted IO function. Okay, guys, hope you understand. Stop execution.
Yes, sir.
You always think on that. What is the drawback of scanf function? Yes, first understand that. Then what is the another solution for that? So this is the solution for that. So in this way we have to move forward. Okay. Next, instead of printf, we can write which function? Puts also. Puts, and just give the name of the string which you want to display. Okay, so guys, let's check what happens. Compile, then run. So enter your full name, Amol space Jagtap, and press the enter. So Amol Jagtap is displayed instead of this. Now what happens? I want here one message. What is the message? Name or full name. Full name is equal to plus string. Okay. So just go and compile it. Oh no, it gives a error, syntactical error. There is an error, grammatical error. Invalid operands to binary plus. We have character pointer or character star, means we have to pass only the character array. We don't write like this double quotes full name. It is not valid in putes. Okay. So in putes function, what happens, guys? We cannot write other things other than the variable, string variable. Okay, that's why it is called as unformatted. Unformatted IO function. Got it? We cannot format it. In printf, what happens? In printf, we can format the string whichever we want. For example, full name is equal to percentage d percentage s comma str. Okay, so this is a formatted. That means we can format whatever result we want. In that format we will display it. So it is a printf function is a what? Formatted IO function. Formatted IO function. Okay, I hope you understood. Formatted and unformatted IO functions. Got it? Yes. Yes, Shraddha. Yes, Shraddha. Tell me. It is clear to you? Prathamesh. Yes, unmute yourself. Nikita. Amar Singh. Yes. Did you
Yes, sir.
understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell me. If it is not, you can ask the questions. Yes, shall we move?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
Yes, sir.
great.
Yes,
So
sir.
let's move to the next part. That is called as the operators. Operators in C language. Okay, so there are different types of operators. So first type of operator is called as unary operators. Then second type of operators are called as the binary operators. One minute, one instruction is there.
Today's session at 3 p.m. is cancelled. Just tell them.
Today's 3 p.m. session is cancelled. Okay, that is the message from your HOD and Patange sir.
You
Okay.
need not to attend the session for open elective introduction. Your session is cancelled for A division.
A division only. Okay.
Thank you.
So there are different types of operators in C language. First is the unary operators, then binary operators, and third type of operators are called as ternary operators. Guys, hope you understand. So how many types of operators are exist in C language? unary, binary, and ternary. So what is meant by unary? When that operator performs operation on only single operand, then it is called as unary operator. If binary, if that operator performs the operation on the two operands, for example, a plus b. Okay, so a plus b, plus is the addition operator, arithmetic operator is there, addition arithmetic operator. So it performs the addition of two variables. So in this case, a and b, these are called as the operands, and plus is called as the operator. But which type of operator? Binary. Why it is called as binary? Because plus operator performs operation on two operands, a and b. So it is called as the what? Binary operators. Okay. So unary operators. So in unary operators, there are types of operators: incremental and decremental operators. That again, pre and post. That means incremental operators are again divided into pre-incremental and post-incremental. Decremental operators are also divided into pre and post pre-incremental or pre-decremental and post-decremental operators. Okay, so what is this? We will see. And ternary operator, which performs the operation on three different operands. So we will see these in the next lecture. So in today's lecture, we will cover first unary operator called as incremental operator or decremental operator, which is in again divided into pre-increment and post-increment, because there are a number of logical problem statement based on this. So we will see that this is multi-line comment because these are not C language statement. So increment, this is the first type, then second type decrement, again pre-increment, and second type is post increment. Post incremental and pre incremental. Decremental operator again divided into pre decremental operators and second, that is post decremental operator. Okay. Yes. Hope you understand. Now let's take one example. With the help of program, we can demonstrate these unary operators. So first, include the header file hash include stdio.h, then your main function, that is int main. Yes. Okay. So this is our basic structure of C language. Now, use of unary operator, that is pre-increment and post-increment. So it is represented by plus plus, and pre and post decremental is represented by minus minus. Okay. So plus to minus, these are called as the unary plus operator and unary minus operator or decremental operator. Now, how it works? So int a is equal to 10. Okay. Next, int b. So these are the two variables. A initialized having value 10. This is called as variable initialization. Variable initialization. And when we does not assign any value to the variable, it is called as the variable declaration. Guys, hope you understand the difference between these two. Variable initialization means when we assign value, that is 10, to the a variable. So now a variable becomes initialized. Here b, we cannot assign any value to the b variable. So it is called as variable declaration. Next, now we want to perform the operation. For example, plus plus a. Great. So plus plus is a unary operator, so it performs operation on only single operand a. So plus plus a means we have to increment value of a by 1. That means a plus plus means a is equal to a plus 1. This is the meaning. This is the meaning of plus plus a. But where we write the plus plus a before operand a, so this is called as pre-incremental unary operator. Great. This is called as pre-incremental unary operator. Now let's print the values of a and b. Printf a is equal to percentage d, format specifier as an integer, that is d, decimal value, and which value we want to print? Variable a. Great. Now second line, printf print the value of variable b. B is equal to percentage d, okay, comma b. Next is a return 0. Great. So tell me, what is the output on the console? A is equal to and b is equal to. What do you want? What is the predicted output? Now discuss with me. Yes, anyone? What is the plus plus a means? A is equal to a plus 1. Means increment the value inside a by 1. Okay, so what is the value in a and what is the value in b? Yes. Yes, Pradyumna Patil. Aniket, Bhushan, Gauri. Yes, what do you think? What is the output? What is the value of A when we display on the console? Yes?
A will change to 11 and also B will change to 11.
A is also 11 and B is also 11. Yes,
Yes.
it is correct. Let's demonstrate it. Okay. Give the pre-inc 1. Then choose the source type as a C. Then compile it. Next one is to run it. Great. So initial value of A is equal to 11, B is equal to 11. So both get having value now 11. Guys, now my question is same operator plus plus, that is post increment unary operator. What is the meaning of A plus plus? Yes, its meaning is same. You have to increment A by 1. Now predict the output and tell me what is the output of this program.
A is 10 and B is 11.
A is 10 and B is 11. Anything else? A is 10. And what is about B? B is 11. Okay. A is 10 and B is 11. Is that clear? Is that clear? Or any other
Yes,
answer?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Let's
Yes,
check
sir.
and confirm it. So what is the output? A is equal to 11 and B is equal to 10. Yes. A is equal to, again I will run it. A is equal to 11 and B is equal to 10. What is the your predicted output? It is somewhat different. Why this happens? So, okay. So I will demonstrate why this type of output occurs. So first we have meaning. This is called as shorthand notation. B is equal to A plus plus means it is a shorthand notation. It contains two different statements. It contains two different statements. First statement is B is equal to A. What is the first statement? B is equal to A. And second statement is A is equal to A plus 1. Guys, understood? So this is called as shorthand notations. We want to expand these shorthand notations.
Hello, sir.
And expansion of the shorthand notation is done by preprocessor. Who expands the shorthand notation in your C language? Preprocessor. Okay, so preprocessor expands it by using some grammar. That grammar is already written. So A++, A++ means post increment. That means first we have to assign value of A to the B. That is this statement. First assign the value of A to the B, and then A++ means increment A, but when afterwards. Okay, so first assign the value of A. Initial value of A is the 10. 10 is assigned to the B. Now 10 plus A1 means it becomes 11. So value of A becomes 11 and B is equal to 10. Great. Just save it, compile and run. Yes, A is equal to 11, B is equal to 10. Guys, understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and when it is a pre-increment, that is B is equal to plus A, then what happens? Plus A is a pre-increment. That means we have to add 1 into the A first. So this statement, second statement, becomes the first statement. And what is the second statement? Then first increment the A, that is A is equal to A plus 1. So it becomes what? 11. And then assign value of A to the B. So current value of A is equal to 11. So 11 is assigned to the B. So both A and B becomes 11, 11. Guys, understood? So just compile and run and check whether it gives correct output or not. Yes, A is equal to 11, B is equal to 11. So you know, understand how it works. This is a shorthand notations. Shorthand notations are not directly translated by the compiler into the machine level language. Before that, preprocessor expands the code, because after expansion there is no ambiguity, and depending on that expansion of the code, we got the correct output. Guys, hope you understand. Similar way, let's minus, that is post increment, post decrement operator. Now tell me, what is the expected output of this program? Yes, anyone? Just guess and tell me what is the output of this program, and write your output. What is the value of A and B in the chat window? I think everyone having the chat window. Okay, so yes, I will share the code and write out your output in the chat window. Okay, so first is A is equal to 9, B is equal to 10. Yes, anything else? Anything else? Yes, A is equal to 9, B is equal to 10. Okay, so first we will do that. It is a minus minus, means we have to decrement. What is the meaning of this? A minus minus means decrement A by 1. So it is a post decrement. That means first we have to assign A to the B, whatever may be the value. Then what we have to do? Then we have to decrement A by 1. So here A current value is a 10, which is assigned to the B variable. Now 10 minus 1, it becomes 9, and 9 is assigned to the A variable. So current value of A is equal to 9 and current value of B is equal to 10. Let's check and demonstrate if it is correct or not. Yes, A is equal to 9, B is equal to 10, guys. Yes, any doubts till this? Yes.
No, sir.
Okay, so I will
No, sir.
add some more things, that is multiply by 10. Now tell me what is the value of A and what is the value of B. Is it syntactically correct? Let's compile it. Check. No error, no warning means it is a syntactically correct statement. Okay, so tell me what is the output of this program? What is the value of A and value of B? Do it like this, similar way. So what happens? Yes, anything? What do you think? A is equal to, okay, let's check. A is equal to 9, B is equal to 100. Now tell me why 100? A is equal to 9. Post decrement. So initially value of A is equal to 10. So what is the first statement? So first statement is B is equal to A into 10. This is the first statement. Then next statement is A is equal to A minus 1. So B is equal to A into 10. So A's current value is 10. 10 into 10, 100. And A is equal to A minus 1, that is 9. So current value of A is equal to 9 and B is equal to 100. Okay. So just compile and run it. Yes, it's correct. Okay, any doubts?
तर तिथे इंटू 10 का नाही मग सेकंड लाईनला A इज इक्वल टू A minus 1.
No, no. This is the shorthand notation and this contains two statements, two different statements. So first statement, what is the meaning of post increment decrement? That is value inside A we have to decrease by 1, but when? After execution of this statement. So we have to divide this statement into two statements. So first statement is B is equal to A into 10. So current value of A is 10. 10 minus 10, 10 into 10, 100, and A is decremented afterwards. So it becomes 9.
Okay, sir.
Okay, this is called as shorthand notations. And if we, and who expands that shorthand notation into longhand notations like this? Preprocessor. Okay, after expansion, this becomes the statements. I hope you understand.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Yes, sir.
yes, who is the Shivam? Shivam, please, you can add yourself into the group by your class monitor. So this is not disturbing me. Okay, next, tell me the predicted output. Minus A into 10. Yes, tell me the output. This is called as pre-decrement operator. So what is the output? Just compile and run. Okay. So A is equal to 9, yes, and B is equal to 90. Yes, great guys. Because what happens? This A is equal to A minus 1. Pre-decrement. Pre means first. We have to decrement A value. That means first when decrement 10 minus 1, it becomes 9. And now what happens? Second statement is B is equal to A into 10. So A's current value is 9 plus into 10, that is 90. Okay. So 90 is the output inside the B. Great. And initial value of A now as a 9. So when you compile and run, this is the output. A is equal to 9, B is equal to 19. Okay, guys, any doubts till this? Yes.
No, sir.
Okay. So sometimes this also varies from compiler to compiler, some outputs, because it depends on the grammar, how preprocessor expands this line. Depending on that, it is output get different. Okay, but this is a common rule. But guys, tell me, if I write like this, A plus 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 A plus plus. Now tell me, what is the output of A and what is the output of B? Both are post increment, A plus 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 A plus plus. Okay, so guys, this is the statement containing at 3 different statements, because post increment operator means 2 statements, and this is B is equal to A plus A, that is the third statement. So this is the combination of 3 statement. So guys, let's predict the output of A. What is the output of A? What is the value of A? Yes.
20.
20,
Sorry,
20.
18.
12.
18. Okay.
12.
12. A's value is 12. And B's value?
21.
20.
How? What is? 20. Okay. Let's check. Compile and run. No. A is equal to 12. It is correct. But B is equal to 21. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, can you please explain this again?
What?
This A B is equal to A plus 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 A plus plus, that thing. Please, can you repeat it?
Yes. Please, your sound is not clear.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Varad. Speak loudly.
Yeah, that B is equal to A plus 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 A plus plus.
B is
From-
equal to A plus 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 A plus plus.
Yeah, that I didn't understand. Please, will you repeat it?
It's been what? First, we have to increment A and B both. But it's this type of statement gives the different outputs like this. 12. 12. A is 12. It is correct because we want to increment A by 2 times. Okay, so current value of A becomes 12. It's okay. But here what happens, guys? When this we want to solve this, first A plus plus and plus A plus plus. So here what happens? 10 plus 10, 20. But it is not the case. It is initial value is 10, but when this statement get executed, it becomes 11, and that 11 is carried forward to this A. So this current value of A becomes 10 itself, and this becomes 11. So current value of B becomes 21, and A, how many times A incremented? It's depend. It pre-increment, post-increment. We want to add value 1 to the A 2 times. So 11, 10 plus 1, 11, and again 10, 11 plus 1, 12. So this is some predicted outputs. Okay. So let's tell me another one also. Plus plus A.
Hello, sir.
Plus plus. Yes, yes.
Sir, at the previous one, I can example.
Your sound is not clear.
Hello,
Yes.
sir. The
Yes.
previous one, A
Amar,
plus plus
yes.
plus
Yes.
A plus plus आहे. त्याच्यातलं B output कसं आलं? 21.
Yes, that's why I'm telling you what compiler treats to this line when it is okay plus plus and this is plus plus. Okay. Yes, it is. So what happens
Yes, sir.
when this A, what is the current value of A? 10.
10.
So when now it depends on the precedence from left to right. So left to right means from here to here we want to execute the statement. So what happens here? 10 plus plus, when this statement is goes to this line to add this A with this. So at that time what happens? This statement get executed because plus operator is having less precedence than that of the increment operator. So that's why what happens here, A itself remains 10. Here, what happens, A itself remains 10. But plus goes to solve the second statement. This is a one statement. This is the second statement. And this we want to add. So goes to this line, what happens? It becomes 11 because this operation get performed. A is equal to plus plus. Now it becomes B is equal to 10 plus 11. It becomes 21. Okay. After that, A plus plus is executed when afterwards, after this execution is done. So what it becomes? A becomes 12. A becomes 12. Understood? So this is somewhat critical statements. Okay, I will show another one. Guys, understood? Yes?
Yes, sir.
As you
Yes, sir.
go through that and practice it more, then you can understood this concept very well. Okay, so this basically depends on the grammar. Now, my question is plus plus A. Okay. Now tell me, what is the expected output of this program? One is pre-increment and another one is the post-increment operator. So is it is remains same or it gets changed? Let's check. Compile.
That remains
and
same.
A is equal to 12 and B is equal to 22. Now same thing. What happens, guys? A plus plus, left to right execution, okay, and plus plus operator having higher precedence than that of the plus operator. So what happens? This initial value is equal to 10 itself. Yes. When we move from this statement to this next statement, plus plus A means we have to pre-increment. So what is the initial value of A is treated as from going from this line to here, it becomes 11. 11 plus plus means 12. So it becomes 12. That means current value of B is become 22 and A, current value of A becomes 12. It's not changing because A plus 1 and A plus 1 two times. Okay. So initial value of A 10, 10, it becomes 12. It's correct. So guys, hope you understand. Somewhat tilt.
Yes, sir.
A is equal to 12, B is equal to 22. Now, last combination, that is plus plus A plus 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 A. That is both are pre-incremental operators. So let's compile and run and check the output. So what is the output? A is equal to 12, B is equal to 24. Okay. So how this is executed? When this becomes 10, okay, pre-increment, that means it is incremented first. This is a pre-increment. So what happens? Pre-increment means A is equal to A plus 1. Then again, this is a pre-increment, means we want to add one more into that. What it becomes? A is equal to A plus 1. So initial value is 10, 10 plus 1, 11, then 11 plus 1, 12. So now A becomes 12. And next line, we execute B is equal to A plus A. So current value of A is equal to 12 plus 12, it's 24. Compile and run. Okay. Guys, this output may vary when you use Turbo C compiler, and this is a ANSYS C compiler 64-bit. So some changes must be there. It depends on the grammar, how that preprocessor expands these lines. Depending on that, predicted output must be changed. Guys, hope you understand till this. Yes.
Yeah, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So I will stop.